The neon sign of Maggie's Diner flickered weakly in the October drizzle. Inside, Clara wiped down the counter for the third time that hour, her hands raw from bleach and worry. Rent was due tomorrow, and the crumpled envelope in her apron held half of what she needed. Her son, Ethan, coughed softly in the back booth, his forehead pressed against the foggy window. The doctor's words, asthma, damn apartment mold, looped in her mind like a broken record. She was refilling the salt shakers when Mrs. Lewis, the elderly librarian, hurried out of the restroom, clutching her purse. Left my compact on the sink again, she chuckled, vanishing into the rain. Clara smiled faintly, then froze. There, beside the dripping faucet, sat a leather wallet, thick, burgundy, unmistakably expensive. Her pulse quickened as she flipped it open. Cash, a stack of 20s, maybe $500. Credit cards, a driver's license. Arthur Thompson, 78. Her throat tightened. Mr. Thompson came in every Tuesday for a meatloaf, always alone, always tipping in exact change. He'd mentioned a late wife once, her photos. Clara glanced at Ethan, now asleep, his inhaler peeking out of his backpack. This could fix everything, a voice hissed. The diner was empty, no cameras. She could tuck the cash into the rent envelope, dump the wallet in a trash can miles away. Could suspect her. But then she remembered her father's closed hands handing back a lost ring to a stranger at the flea market. Years ago, 8 hours, darling, he'd said, though they'd eaten rice for a week. The rain had turned to needles by the time Clara reached Mr. Thompson's bungalow. The wallet laid weight in her coat. She'd left Ethan with a neighbor, inventing an errand. Now, standing on a creaky porch, she rehearsed lies, found it outside, didn't look inside. The door swung open before she knocked. Mr. Thompson sagged against the frame, his face gray, one hand clutching his chest. "Clara?" he wheezed. "Can't breathe." Panic spiked. She guided him to a threadbare armchair, fumbling for her phone 911. She demanded silently, but his trembling finger pointed to a pill bottle on the cluttered side table. Nitroglycerin, heart medication. "Wallet," he gasped. Clara froze. The burgundy leather burned out against her ribs. "Keep the cash. He'll never know." But his glassy eyes locked onto hers, terrified, human. "Here." She thrust the wallet into his hands, watching as he tore it open, shook out a single pill, and swallowed it dry. Paramedics arrived minutes later. Clara waited on the porch, the unused rent envelope damp in her fist. When they wheeled Mr. Thompson out, he gripped her wrist. "You came back," he rasped. "Even after." She blinked. "After what?" He nodded at the wallet in her hand. "I knew it was gone. Felt it missing when the pain started. Thought I'd die alone." His voice cracked. "You could have walked away." Clara swallowed. The truth sat between them, sharp and alive. The next morning, a knock startled her awake. Mr. Thompson stood on her rose-speckled doorstep, a young lawyer beside him, Author's revising his will, the man said briskly. He's insisting on a clause to cover your son's medical bills and a college fund. Clara stared. Why? Mr. Thompson's smile was weary but warm. Because you didn't just give back money, Clara. You gave me proof. Of what? That good people still exist. Ethan's laughter floated from the living room as Clara unfolded the Herald later that week, below a headline about the diner's surprise renovation fundraiser. Spearheaded by a certain librarian and retired teacher, was a quote from Mr. Thompson. Honesty isn't easy. It's a choice to carry light, even when your hands are empty. She touched the words, then the new keys in her pocket to a dry apartment, courtesy of an anonymous donor. Outside, the sun cracked through the clouds, golden and stubborn, like home.